Hey guys, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys, well, we're back to talk about some Real Housewives of New Jersey news because it looks like Dolores Catania is opening up about a moment that she technically was pissed. She was mad. A moment that she got mad at Margaret Josephs, and it was for spreading a rumor, in her opinion. Now, that rumor, well, we'll get to the details. But before we jump in, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so thank you to Reality T. Whether or not we like it, Margaret Josephs is carrying the season on Real Housewives of New Jersey, and they said that she's carrying it on her back. I agree with that statement. And pissing off her castmates left and right. Yes, Teresa Giudice, the star of the franchise, gave us a table flip 2.0. Okay, she didn't actually flip the table, and they've been saying that for quite some time. We're getting the table flip 2.0. No, we got like a table swipe. The first one was a table throw. Table flip, sure. But the second one was a table swipe. We have to call it what it is, okay? Now, getting back to it, which I feel like she has been itching to recreate for years. But Margaret is the one who pissed her off. Marge has not been my favorite on this season, and this is coming from the writer of Reality T because I don't agree with that. I feel like her outing Bill Aiden's 10-year-old affair was out of line. But I don't think that she deserved getting glass thrown at her over a few questions about Teresa's boyfriend, now fiance, Luis Ruelas, who's also known as Louis. But tell that to Teresa, who post-drink throws stormed around the restaurant and tried to go back in and fight Marge. She called her a white trash B word. She said that she would kick her ASS. And mind you, a lot of fans were pissed about this because they were like, hold on, no. When there's other castmates around, like on different franchises, we don't sit there and, like let them do these sort of things. They get in trouble. They get fired. Okay, I get it. People are not happy. They feel like Teresa Giudice gets a certain level of passes, I guess, because she's not only a fan favorite, but a favorite of the actual, network, Andy Cohen. Everyone believes that. And to be honest with you, I think she's a favorite of Andy Cohen's as well. I thought it was funny last night because if you didn't watch, you should go back and watch What Happens Live. Matt Rogers was on, and we'll be having him on soon. But he was even saying Teresa Giudice is overrated. I think it's time for her to go. Get off the show. We don't need her anymore. And when he said Bethany Frankel, he said Bethany Frankel doesn't need to come back either. And people who keep saying that are just lazy. We need new people. Okay, I personally think that Teresa's latest actions are indefensible, but it looks like Dolores Catania, Teresa's faithful friend of over 20 years, attempted to defend it. At the very least, she barely reacted and almost left with Teresa to help calm her down, which is finally technically allowing whoever's writing this article to get to the point that they think Dolores had another reason for not rushing to Margaret's defense on this one. Okay, so what could the other reason be? Now, as reported by Reality Blurb, Dolores appeared on 2 T's in a Pod to reveal why she was pissed off at Margaret this season. And it was all about Margaret spreading a rumor, and it was kind of a joke, but I don't think it was spreading a rumor, that Dolores may have hooked up with Joe Gorga. Dolores actually told the host, Tamra Judge and Teddy Mellencamp, Margaret is an a-hole about this. I yelled at her for this. She was kidding around. I'm like, Margaret, you and I never had that conversation. Joe Gorga's a little brother to me. She added, Margaret was kind of like kidding about it, and I knew right away. And I was like, Margaret, don't even kid around about that. It's probably the most mad that I've ever got at her. He's literally like a little brother to me. I've known him since he was a little kid, so no. I'm actually kind of surprised that this is what got Dolores going. She seems so even keel, well, except when her cast member, Jackie Goldschneider, tells her not to call her thing. But to be fair, when they all got mad at Dolores, for rushing in on Jackie when Jackie was defending herself, and there were drinks, of course. So I think Jackie maybe had a few beers and she was doing keg stands. Dolores also was, coming into that event, and she just went through a breakup that day. She's holding on to all of this. She's not sharing it with anybody because she doesn't want the attention and she doesn't want the eyes on her and the questions. But of course, when you're having that kind of fester inside of you, you're going through a breakup. You have to explain it to your family. You're trying to film. You don't want it to become a storyline. You don't want the I told you so's. Yeah, I'm sure sometimes maybe even the smallest thing could trigger you to have a bigger reaction. But Dolores from Patterson, that everyone talks about, rarely makes an appearance. She did that night. I really think that this has to do with the loyalty that Dolores feels for the Gorga Giudice family. I would have thought that Dolores would have been more angry that Joe's wife, Melissa Gorga, was standing right there when Margaret was saying it. I guess family, even if it's not blood, comes first. Dolores, and I love Dolores Catania. They're saying that Dolores has been proving it over the last 5 years, but Dolores does have this, way about her. And I think it's kind of a part of New Jersey and why we love this franchise so much, because it's so different, where it's loyalty. It gives you that old school kind of Italian, you don't go against the family, and they all know each other. They kind of, for the most part, they grew up with each other. Not all of them, but especially Teresa Giudice, Dolores Catania, Joe Gorga. They've been around each other for quite some time. I'm so curious, though, at what you guys think about this. Would you have been mad at Margaret for making a joke saying Dolores must have hooked up with Joe Gorga? I mean, it is kind of something silly to throw out there when you know that the cameras are going to catch it. And of course, somebody could run with it. It easily could have spread like wildfire. But Margaret could have fixed it in 2 seconds by saying, I made it up. I was kidding. It was a joke. And she did say she was kidding. She's like, that's not true. So I don't think this is really anything to get that upset about. I feel like Dolores and Margaret are much closer than this. And should she have said it? If it's not true, probably not, because the crazy part is fans, Bravo super fans all over the world watching now will run with the speculation. And I'm sure there's conversations out there of people saying, no, I think that since she said it, there has to be a little truth to it. And Dolores probably did actually hook up with Joe Gorga. I mean, that's probably Dolores's problem with all of this. Now, I do want to know, what do you guys think so far about the Real Housewives of New Jersey season 12, which really I was sleeping on at first, because after they filmed it so early on and stopped filming in June, and then they let Orange County take the time slot for them and they put it right after Beverly Hills. And in my opinion, it was to try to get the ratings back up for the Real Housewives of Orange County, which ultimately failed because their season finale for season 16 was the lowest rated episode in OC history, just to be fair. I was so mad because I'm like, we already know what's going to happen. We know Teresa's getting engaged to Louis. We know that Dolores broke up with Dr. David and that she has a new man. We know that the Gorgas are building a new house. In my mind, I was like, we already know how this is all going to roll out, but I guess I didn't think about, well, it's probably going to feel a little bit different watching it and seeing how it actually played out in real life. And it's true. I was wrong. I've been enjoying every second of it. And the fact that they shortened the season means everything to me. Seriously. Guys, I want to hear your opinions, your unfiltered opinions. So go ahead, comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, also go to spillingtealive.com, because we want to see you in New York City at City Winery on April 28th. I love you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.